Hello and welcome to another Wineword Italy review. Today I'm off to a different zone. I'm going to the village of Pozzolgroppo, which is in the province of Alessandria, and set deep in the Colli Tortonesi we find Cascina I Carpini, where these two wines come from. Let's check that on the map. Here is the city of Alessandria, here is Voghera, and here is the town of Tortona. And Pozzolgroppo is in the hills up here, a height of about 500 meters. Right away. Okay, on the website, which is available in English, the owner of the Cascina, Paolo Carlo Ghislandi, proudly states that when he acquired Cascina I Carpini, he wanted to create wines that both soothe the soul and then the body. His collection of vini d'arte, that is art wines, are all produced using biological winemaking processes. The company focuses heavily on quality over quantity, which is why I'm so interested in this particular place. They have 4,000 to 6,000 vines per hectare. Each vine is nurtured, is kept under control, so it produces a smaller volume of grapes, and thus they all have a higher quality. All the grapes for any particular wine are hand harvested in a single day. They are then selected visually and crushed immediately to avoid any unwanted fermentation. The must is especially rich due to the separation methods that are used. Volumes of production of each wine are deliberately kept low. This limited number helps to ensure better quality. First, today I'm going to taste the Rugiada del Mattino, which literally means morning dew. This one is a Colli Tortonesi, Bianco, VQPRD, and actually is a 2009. The grape varieties blended in this are 45% Favorita, 45% Cortese, which you may remember from one of the wines that I reviewed from Forti del Vento, and also 10% Timorasso. So let's get it open, see what it's about. Production for 2009, as I said, limited, 1,523 bottles, of which this one I think is number 606. It's about halfway down the batting order. It's fermented in temperature-controlled steel vats, matured again in temperature-controlled steel tanks, and then bottle-aged for at least 5 months. It's ready for sale the summer following harvest. Comes in at 13.5% alcohol by volume, and should be served at around 10 to 12 degrees. So I've had this one in the fridge. Alright, let's pop some in the glass, see what it's all about. Oh, that's a beautiful plug. Clarity of that wine. Fantastic. Just have a look at the colour there. Tiny bit of cork in the glass. That's my fault, not the makers. Okay. The colour going up the side there. Nice clear straw yellow. Quite a deep straw yellow, with a nice sort of greenish reflection there. The sort of fruitiness, the grape colour coming through extremely well there. The glass is steaming up because it's an extremely humid morning. We've had a very hot August, then a couple of days of storms, and now it's got hot again. Yesterday was over 30 degrees, but it felt nearer 40 with the humidity, so quite unpleasant. That's why I'm doing this in the morning, before it gets unbearable outside. Okay, well, let's get the nose in and see what we can smell here. Ooh, fruit, sort of plums, yellow plums, quite minerally as well. Flowers, white flowers, midsummer flowers, but not over-scented, but certainly the grapiness, the fruity element is quite intense. Very pleasant indeed. Excuse me, I'll just take that little piece of cork out so I don't spoil the taste. Alright, chin chin, let's see what it's like. Surprisingly warm in the taste. Could be the alcohol, but the fruit is very light. There's something pleasant in the background, pleasantly sweet. Honey. There's a nice little bit of honey in the aftertaste there. Very, very pleasant aftertaste. That hangs around, that doesn't go away. Very fresh indeed. It's worth having a look at the bottle, having a look at the artwork, because, as I said, this particular establishment looks at wine as being a sort of a work of art from start to finish, and the labels are no exception. So you've got morning dew, sort of watery suggestion here with and leaves as well. It's kind of very impressionist kind of image on the front of the label. Quite beautiful. This theme is followed with all of their wines. So a lot of thought goes into labelling, as well as a lot of work going into the wine as well. Alright, so if I'm going to drink this with a meal, what would I have it with? Well, it would go very nicely alongside vegetables which are not particularly strong flavoured, or a rice or pasta dish with vegetables, or equally a rice or pasta dish with fish, or maybe fish in general. I'm also told that it might go well with dessert, but it would have to be quite not a particularly sweet dessert, because there is a certain sharpness to this coming through from the certainly from the Cortese grapes. But there it is, very pleasant indeed. Surprisingly warm taste, despite the wine. Of course, the wine is actually very cold. And there it is, Rugiada del Mattino, morning dew from Cascina I Carpini, and Colli, Tortonesi, Bianco, VQPRD, 2009. Splendid with a fish dish, or rice, pasta, vegetables, and maybe even a dessert which is not too sweet. So, chin chin, wine number one. So, second up this morning we have got Cascina I Carpini, once again, Sette Zolle, which is literally 7 clods. This one is 2008. Made mostly from Piemonte's most widespread grape, the Barbera, 85%, with an addition of 13% Cabernet Sauvignon and 2% of Croatina. So it's a little bit of interesting blending going on. Total production for this particular year was 4,386 bottles. How precise is that? This one, 700, could be 713, but the number's not so clear on the back. Okay, let's get it open and think a little bit about it. Now that's not a good sign. If you notice there, I've opened it, and the cork is coloured right through. Now possibly this will be no good at all. I hope for Paolo Carlo's sake that it is good. That's just a mark from something. Let's see. Maybe it has leaked. The cork, as you can see there, is coloured right the way up the side. And I'm not convinced about the smell, so this may be a non-starter. Put some straight in there and see. Let's give it a taste. The nose, not quite dry, but no, unfortunately I'll have to stop the review there, because as you can see, I've shown you already, the cork had let some fluid out, and therefore has probably let some air in, and that's actually quite bitter, which is a shame. However, I will continue this series of reviews as soon as possible. Meanwhile then, let's just think about the first one, the Rugiada del Mattino. No problem at all. Light white wine, not so light in the alcohol, so don't glug this one. Go very nicely with a fish, pasta or rice dish. Chin chin. I'll see you very soon on Wineword Italy Reviews. Bye bye.